This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Bergamy.
Well, would you look who's back? Let's see, I know you, don't know you, but welcome to the show anyway. Ray and Kenny with you once again for a brand new Farm Monitor, content-wise that is.
Yes, everything else stays the same, including this, something we call the show lineup. So coming up, from global impacts on farming to ensuring prosperity for our state, industry leaders converge on Perry to tackle the pressing issues ahead of the 2024 session. Also on the show, insights from U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack as he addressed industry leaders and producers in Atlanta. Hear his take on how resources shape, impact, and fuel thriving rural economies and agricultural opportunities.
And then later, brace yourself as we show you a place where animals and empathy continue to change lives. Our Cooper Ridge Farm in Columbia County has given this young man and his family hope for a brighter future. These stories and so much more starting right now on the Farm Monitor. As they brace for the 2024 legislative session, industry leaders had much to cover at the annual Ag Issue Summit recently. From droughts to global geopolitics, our John Holcomb provides an inside look at some of those discussions and the major challenges on their radar.
In just over 4 months, state legislators will be returning under the Gold Dome and kicking off the 2024 session. Just like with every year, there are a number of ag issues they're hoping to address, which is why the annual Joint Agriculture Committee Chairman Ag Issues Summit is so important, as they discuss issues within agriculture with fellow ag industry leaders and professionals.
Representative Robert Dickey and myself, we co-host it, and we work together with our friends across the industry to come up with speakers and with subjects that are near and dear to the ag industry, with challenges and opportunities that we need to look at going forward. Heard some great speakers. We talked about foreign ownership of land. We talked about fertilizer. We talked about future economic forecasts in production agriculture. We just looked at a lot of different subjects and looking at what opportunities lie ahead for us as policymakers, at things we can do to help our state's farm families and to help our number one industry.
One of those speakers was Iowa State Extension economist Chad Hart, who spoke on the farming economy and the challenges impacting it, everything from the weather to geopolitical factors around the world that Hart says is causing problems for our producers here in Georgia and across the U.S.
Just here within the U.S. We've had a drought, that's covered the southern and central part of the U.S. here for the last 3 years. That definitely has an impact. We've seen drought also in South America. But probably one of the biggest things I think farmers throughout the country felt were this, let's call it the seesaw of input prices that we've seen over the past couple of years. Fertilizer was a big one for a lot of folks, especially last year compared to this year. We saw prices rocket to record levels. Well, some of that is linked to COVID, going back to supply chain problems back then. Some of that is related to the Ukrainian war. A lot of the fertilizer that we bring in here to the U.S. Gets its start in Eastern Europe. And so you're seeing these international incidents combined with natural disasters that have led to increasing expenses here to conduct agriculture.
As mentioned, that wasn't the only topic discussed, but according to Robert Dickey, House Ag Committee Chairman and farmer himself, it's that issue he says needs some major attention this upcoming session, as he believes that when ag succeeds, the entire state does.
We're facing it all. Agriculture is one of those industries that just gets it all, and so we need some levers. We're looking for what would be good for our citizens and our farmers. I think when farming, our state's largest industry, succeeds, our state will succeed, and it'll trickle down to our community. So that's one of the challenges. Where do we look to make sure ag is long-term profitable in states, in our state, and other states are doing more than Georgia, and that's where we're going to look further.
Reporting in Perry for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
Meantime, U.S. Secretary of Ag Tom Vilsack making a stop in Atlanta recently. He was in Georgia to announce USDA's latest efforts to create more income and market opportunities for small farms through President Biden's Investing in America agenda. Vilsack said it was an event that provided both the farmers and himself with valuable information to help keep not only agriculture running strong, but also rural communities.
It gives me stories, it gives me information that I can then take back as I visit with policymakers. As we talk about farm bills, as we talk about regular budgets, it's important for policymakers to understand and appreciate the impact and effect that these resources that they've provided are having. To have rural communities that are thriving, you have to have economic opportunity. To have economic opportunity, you have to have a thriving agricultural opportunity.
Providing the community with locally grown meat, produce, and dairy products, as well as a number of educational classes, Country Gardens Farm in Noonan is doing their part in spreading the word of agriculture to a rapidly growing metro population. David Jones takes a look at this unique operation and tells you why it's become a staple within Coweta County.
If it's pasture-raised beef and pork, locally grown fruits and vegetables, or even raw milk you're looking for, Country Gardens Farm has what you need. However, this third-generation farm in Noonan hasn't always been such a one-stop shop.
I've been growing something all my life. My grandfather, this is his original farm. Father, farmed here, and then, but I'm the only one that's kind of taken it to the level of, selling retail. But for about 30 years, we had a retail nursery, garden center, and sold to, ornamental plants that we sold to the public. And this just kind of transitioned into food.
And that is an understatement, as customers get the chance to browse a wide selection of products grown right here on the farm or surrounding areas, which guarantees the highest quality and freshness.
So we offer our customer a small farmer's market here on the weekends, so they can get meat, milk, eggs, cheese, vegetables, and kind of a one-stop little farm stand. They're our own little farmer's market. So I'm trying to do what my customers want. So they're always after local produced fruit, vegetables, meats, and they're looking for things that they can know where their food's coming from.
What sets this operation apart from the rest are the multiple classes it offers throughout the month, with the goal of making it both fun and relatable.
We've got the one area that we call the teaching gardens. And that's something that they can envision in their, in their backyard. It's not like a huge, 100-foot bed, but little small gardens that they can envision doing this in their backyard. And we've seen a lot of people that have never gardened before in the last few years, and they're really excited. They're, and we like to see them have a good experience with it.
With a number of topics such as canning and fermentation to go along with the gardening, the Cunninghams are hoping to bridge the generational gap when it comes to agriculture.
It's been kind of a disconnect over the years, and they may have remembered their grandparents cooking and canning, and they're thinking back to that, and they say, well, it's something that I really want to learn, and we've got a big population here close by now. And it's just a lot of excitement about it.
This 150-acre farm always stays busy as it grows a year-round selection of vegetables and plants. However, it's a time and labor commitment they wouldn't have any other way.
When we're planting seed and we're seeing things germinate and come up out of the ground, or we're in the greenhouse back here in the wintertime, we're starting our peppers and tomato plants and things. I think it's just something that's wired in me to appreciate things that are growing and seeing things mature.
I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
When we come back, witness the profound connection between animals and people, where hope takes root and miracles unfold. The story and the people behind Cooper Ridge Farm next.
The University of Georgia's Agricultural Research and Education Centers address some of the industry's most critical issues today. From the Appalachian Mountains to the southern coastal plain and everywhere in between, the 8 centers around the state are hubs for innovation and discovery. Farmers rely on UGA research and education centers for accurate and location-specific research outcomes to help them effectively manage their resources. UGA's College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences researchers in Athens, Griffin, and Tifton collaborate closely with the centers, conducting research that benefits producer profitability and sustainability. The statewide variety testing program identifies the highest performing crop varieties, including peanuts, cotton, corn, and soybeans, to help producers cultivate success in the diverse growing conditions around the state. The centers also release new horticultural crops into the production pipeline, including ornamentals, blueberries, and pecans. And they deliver some of the best fruit and vegetable varieties across the country, including the Vidalia onion, a popular Georgia vegetable. Georgia's hot and humid climate provides the perfect conditions to improve researchers' understanding of agricultural insect, weed, and disease problems, indicating how local environments can affect new crop varieties' resistance mechanisms. This information leads to improved management strategies for commercially important crops, including bell peppers, peaches, and watermelons. The research doesn't stop at crops. With beef cattle in all 159 Georgia counties, researchers supply producers with superior genetics, forage, and nutrient recommendations to enhance herd health, cattle yield, and grade. Many farmers today are working towards sustainable agricultural systems which rely on building healthy soils, enhancing biodiversity, and minimizing the use of non-renewable resources. The centers evaluate how sustainable practices like cover crops, reduced tillage, and a limited application of fertilizers and pesticides impact production and yields. UGA researchers also test new irrigation techniques and technology to maximize water use efficiency and water conservation, along with emerging technologies in precision agriculture. Faculty share their findings through reports, presentations, and field days geared toward educating farmers, extension agents, and industry stakeholders. The agricultural discoveries being made at UGA research and education centers increase producer profits, provide consumers with the highest quality goods, and limit environmental impacts, keeping our planet healthy for generations to come.
Nestled in the heart of Appling, Georgia, lies Cooper Ridge Farm, a haven of transformation. Founded by Josephine and Justin Fuller, this non-for-profit farm has rewritten their lives' narrative, turning the page from the corporate world to a story of compassion, connection, and growth. Their mission: to harness the magic of animal-assisted therapy, all while providing education, development, and emotional support to participants through structured farm activities with their four-legged partners. The journey to Cooper Ridge Farm wasn't always a pastoral path. Josephine and Justin Fuller, once entangled in the corporate web, discovered a yearning for something more profound, more purposeful, more powerful. This epiphany led them away from the confines of boardrooms and deadlines. Even as Justin continued his role as a construction project manager at the Savannah Riverside nuclear facility, the couple found themselves at a crossroads. It was in their newfound haven that they realized both the land and animals surrounding them could be a tool for healing and learning.
Both wanted property, and when we found this property, and it was already an established farm, at least the fencing was here, some of the fencing, so then we started to get our animals and we realized that we really have something special here. It just kind of fell into place. The animals that we were purchasing, our goats, even the people that we got them from said, this one goat is like a dog. He'll follow you around everywhere. The low-line Black Angus have a different temperament that is very calming than a full-size Angus. They just tend to be a calm breed. So it just kind of fell into place with each animal that we've added to our farm.
With participants aged 3 to 24 gracing their pastures, Cooper Ridge Farm emerges as a place of endless possibilities. For children and adults with and without special needs, the embrace of a non-judgment animal partner can be life-altering. As sunlight filters through swaying branches, young hearts find solace, acceptance, and empowerment in the company of these gentle creatures.
I think animals calm and motivate us, and that in and of itself opens the doors for self-improvement on so many levels. Just by a look or a touch, it completely changes the world of the person interacting with that animal. Traditional therapies, they go through their system of traditional therapies, and they may plateau at certain points. They're looking for something that I think piques an interest in a child that has a natural interest with animals. I think children have more of a natural interest with animals when they're younger. They want to learn about farm animals. They want to be outside. They, some like to get dirty, or they come here and they learn how to get dirty and be okay with that.
Among the many stories of growth at Cooper Ridge Farm, one shines notably bright. That of 11-year-old Gideon Davis, a young man navigating life on the autism spectrum. For Gideon, Cooper Ridge has become more than just a place. It's a sanctuary where leaps and bounds aren't just dreams, but tangible milestones. Gideon's mother, Jenny, marvels at Josephine's uncanny ability to unlock her son's potential, going as far as calling her a miracle worker.
Since his diagnosis at the age of 2, we've been in occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, and he's, gained a lot of skills, but it's in a therapeutic setting and, office, clinic, that sort of thing. But while he's here working with Miss Josephine, all those things he's learning in OT, in physical therapy, are coming into play when he's using his knees and squatting down to pick up a bucket of chicken feed, and, instead of bending over with his back like he used to, and, working on lower body strength and upper body strength. And, as he's, walking Nugget, not only is he, trying to communicate directions to this, lovable goat, but he's also following multi-step instructions from Miss Josephine, which is, one of the things that we're always working on.
Now, if you do become a farmer someday, what kind of animals are you going to have on your farm?
Cats, dogs.
Cows?
Yeah, and goats and llamas.
We do our sessions for 90 minutes, which is longer than most therapies that a child will attend. It gives us the ability to have animal time and also other activities, whether it's gardening, out learning how to seed, how to plant things from seed and harvest and take it home, whether we're learning about color number, animal identification, there's all different things, or maintaining our mealworm farm. They're getting involved in everything.
For Jenny Davis, Cooper Ridge Farm has ignited a spark of hope. A hope that Gideon's future is one of independence. A future where he isn't bound by the limitations of his condition. Cooper Ridge stands as a testament to humanity's innate desire to heal, connect, and evolve. Josephine, Justin, and their 4-legged residents have nurtured a space where seeds of change are sown and miracles unfold one hoofprint at a time.
We live for the future. We work day by day, but we live for the future. We want them to be themselves, and we want to help them improve in any way that we can. If there's a goal to get them out and working, someone out and having a job, whatever suits them. Maybe that's not a goal, and maybe it can't happen, but there's a possibility, and we want to open those possibilities.
Tell you what, that young man, Gideon, will melt your heart. When we come back, from a Bronx kid to a cow care connoisseur, he's milking success at its finest. See how this Georgia dairyman is nurturing nature through the practice of responsible farming.
I always used to joke in the old days that sustainability also means that you don't go broke. A well cared for, high producing cow is a lot more carbon friendly than a cow that's not cared for. It's a large dairy and we have 12,000 milking cows. I was born in the Bronx in New York City, and my father wanted to keep me out of trouble, so I used to get to work on a dairy farm when I was a kid. I've always liked working with cows. I learned how to trim feet and take care of the cow at an early age, and it's stuck with me. A cow is a wonder of nature. She's a ruminant animal. They have 4 parts to their stomach, and the massive part of their stomach is the rumen itself, which is basically like a large fermentation vat. We basically feed that rumination vat, and then that cow feeds herself with the microbes and the protozoa in that vat. Corn silage is our #1 staple. We feed about 50 pounds of that to a cow a day. The cow is a tremendous recycling machine. The cow eats all kinds of things that humans can't, and they're very healthy for her. We feed wet brewer's grain. If you ever drink a beer, you're probably also feeding the cow. We keep this stuff out of landfills, and we get a valuable, nutritious product on the other end. Every time the cows go out to get milked, housekeeping comes in. We flush the barns with lagoon water, which is recycled water. All the water that we use to cool the cows goes in that lagoon. And twice a week we add fresh sand to the stalls just so the cows have a clean, dry place to lay. I always say I want it clean enough that you can wear your prom dress and your high-heeled shoes down and not get dirty. The biggest recycling that we have on our dairy is the irrigation of our manure water to our fields. This manure gets all flushed down. It goes through this series of lagoons, and the solids fall out and get separated out. So right now it's the spring of the year, and the corn's just coming out of the ground. It's just been planted. It needs nitrogen. The manure has nitrogen, so we spray that manure on our fields. That irrigation is like gold to that corn plant. It's gets the nutrients plus the moisture all at the same time. It's a great system. Everything's getting used. We've gotten more sustainable and reduced our carbon footprint as an industry tremendously. A high-producing cow and a well-managed cow that's comfortable, she will make almost twice as much milk on a little bit more than half as much feed. Our cows get milked on this massive merry-go-round. It holds 120 cows, and we milk about 900 cows an hour. The cow gets in, she gets back, and she gets to go and do her own thing. It's real important that they get milked fast and safely. Coming to work should be a joy. And don't get me wrong, it's dairy and it's extremely hard work. But if you love it, it's fantastic because it's got so much challenge to it.
Great job by the Dairy Alliance. Special thanks to them for that. And thank you for making the show possible.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor. Stay safe and have a great week.